They came, they saw, they tumbled. Who can forget the wardrobe malfunction that took down Madonna? Or Katy Perry's mermaid wipeout? What about J-Law taking a nosedive at the Oscars? Twice! Check out these 18 celebs who fell on live TV. Bill Murray seems like he's a good time kind of guy. He's been known to show up randomly in places and have fun with fans. So when David Letterman was preparing for his final show, Murray, who was Dave's first guest in 1982, wasn't going to let the moment pass him by. He joined the host for a little toast, sipping what appeared to be vodka straight from the bottle.
It goes down like Slovenian mother's milk.
Unfortunately, Murray had to take a trip over to MSNBC for an interview on The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell after his appearance on Letterman's Late Show. Murray, who was admittedly a little tipsy from the Letterman stop, had a touch of trouble with his chair.
That's Bill Murray. We'll be back.
He later explains to Lawrence O'Donnell that on top of his vodka on Letterman, he'd also been to dinner where he got some extra wine.
I just did the Letterman show, then went to dinner, had oysters, rosé wine, red wine.
Despite her meteoric rise to fame as Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games series, Jennifer Lawrence has seemingly kept her feet planted firmly on the ground. Well, except at the 2013 Oscars. On her way up the stairs to collect her award for Best Actress for her role in Silver Linings Playbook at the 2013 Oscars, Lawrence tripped over her voluminous gown. Gravity would strike again twice a year later when Lawrence had a mishap on the Oscars red carpet, then took a near spill when she went in to hug co-star Liam Hemsworth at the Mockingjay Part 1 premiere in Los Angeles. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Thankfully, no one but the floor got hurt when Shaquille O'Neal took a big tumble during TNT's Inside the NBA halftime report in 2017. An errant cable snared his foot and sent him flying to the ground.
And this is obvious. Get him, Kenny. Oh! You set me up, Ernie.
His co-hosts burst into laughter, and Shaq, being the self-deprecating good sport that he is, embraced his embarrassment, putting up $500 for the best meme of the incident. Shaq has made a habit of taking spills during the raucous halftime show, mostly at the expense of Christmas trees, sometimes with a little push from co-host Kenny Smith. The Diesel isn't even safe while fake fishing, taking a spill out of his chair during the 2013 playoffs.
Oh! Get that on a t-shirt!
Ouch. Madonna took one of the worst celebrity tumbles of all time at the 2015 Brit Awards. While performing her song Living for Love, a wardrobe malfunction sent the Material Girl flying backward down a set of stairs when she couldn't get her cape untied in time. But Madonna's been around the block, and as a true professional, the wicked fall didn't prevent her from finishing the song. Some in the audience even thought it was part of the show, because of how well the lyrics matched the incident.
Now that it's over, I'm going to carry on. Lifted me up and watched me stumble. It's like that couldn't have been...
I'm never writing lyrics like that again.
The fall looked so bad that Madge had to let her fans know she was okay. The following day, she wrote on Facebook, "Armani hooked me up. My beautiful cape was tied too tight, but nothing can stop me and love really lifted me up. Thanks for your good wishes. I'm fine." Katy Perry signed on to judge the revival of the popular competition show American Idol in 2018. And you would think that by now she'd be pretty comfortable staying on her judge's chair. She's been planted behind that table for 5 seasons now. But in early May 2022, she took a tumble that, honestly, could have happened to anyone. After all, she was dressed in a full mermaid outfit, fin and all.
All right, friends at home, tonight your top 10 are trying to win you over again.
Ryan Seacrest and Lionel Richie rushed to help Perry off the floor. Her co-host Luke Bryan, on the other hand, spent a few seconds shrieking laughter at her mishap, before he too stepped in to lend a hand.
Mermaid!
During the opening credits for an episode of The View in March 2022, Joy Behar tumbled to the ground shortly after entering the studio with her fellow co-hosts.
These chairs move, you touch it, and you're on the ground.
Of course, Behar added some sense of humor to the situation and joked that she'd never had that happen to her in the 25 years of her being on the show.
Who do I sue?
The 2015 BET Awards were the culmination of a bad week for Sean Diddy Combs. Days earlier, Diddy was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon for allegedly swinging a kettlebell at a UCLA football coach.
Instead of an entourage, Sean Diddy Combs got a police escort to jail Monday.
Although the charges were later reduced and Combs claimed self-defense, his week didn't get much better. About halfway through an 11-minute performance celebrating 20 years of Bad Boy Records, Puffy fell straight through a hole in the stage. Combs didn't miss a beat, as fans and crew quickly got him back up on the stage. Combs told Seth Meyers about the incident, saying that when he'd walked past the trapdoor in the stage the first time, it had been closed. He then gave Meyers a humorous blow-by-blow account of everything that was going through his head at the time.
I have this embarrassing look on my face, but I'm not facing the camera. And I say to myself, you better get that look off your face.
The boys from One Direction have a penchant for falling over during concerts. While it's mostly happened to all of them on stage in front of screaming fans, Niall Horan brought his lack of balance from the stage to the golf course. While caddying for professional golfer and fellow Irishman Rory McIlroy during the 2015 Masters Par 3 Challenge, Horan went down as a live interview was about to begin.
Hi, Rory. Hi, Niall. Thanks very much. Oh, no, Niall. It's a bit slippy.
Afterward, Horan joked, "I apologize to golf. I do perform to a lot of people, but we were performing to their parents today. There was a lot of pressure. There's not 60,000 screaming girls here." Misery loves company. Laughter does too, judging by the reaction when Meghan Trainor hit the deck after performing her single Me Too on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon in 2016. It wasn't an elaborate dance move that landed Trainor flat on her back. In fact, the song was already over when she went to grab the mic one last time. Fortunately for the pop star, Fallon isn't above laying down on the job to help a guest, taking a spot right next to the All About That Bass singer. Fortunately, the fall left Trainor relatively unscathed. She tweeted the next day, "Haha, I didn't feel it till hours later. I'm all good though, barely a scratch." She was also able to laugh it off later on the Today Show with Hoda Kotb.
What happened? You got tangled up or something?
I was so excited. That was the first time ever performing that.
Oh my God.
Live. That was the first time.
Not even the holiest of celebrities is immune to the occasional trip and fall. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, also known as Pope Francis, was preparing to deliver his first sermon in Eastern Europe in July of 2016. The head of the Catholic Church took a tumble in front of the crowd of more than 100,000 in Poland, and millions more were watching on live television. The reason for the pontiff's fall? Madonna. No, not that one. That one. Pope Francis told reporters afterward, "I was looking at the Madonna and I forgot the step." In true Catholic fashion, the pontiff understood that falling is sometimes part of his religion, and you have to just go with it, saying, "I let myself fall and this saved me, because if I tried to resist it, I would have gotten hurt." The Pope was not injured and continued to deliver a rousing sermon.
One thing that I think everybody can do better than Joe Jonas is walk.
Being a heartthrob to millions of adoring fans can have its pitfalls, but as they say, the show must go on. When Joe Jonas took a spill breaking through a glass door at the 2007 American Music Awards, his left hand incurred a nice little slice. But he wasn't going to let a little blood stop him. After the show, he reportedly said, "Just a little blood, but whatever, rock and roll." Joe's balance hasn't gotten much better as he's grown older, as multiple compilation videos prove. But as always, Joe is a good sport about the whole thing.
I was drunk for 10 years at the Jonas Brothers. I'm joking.
It's one thing to be considered pretty, but to fall and still look graceful? That's definitely talent in itself. After entering previous pageants, Miss Tennessee, Rachel Smith, was given the title of Miss USA in 2007. However, that wasn't the only title the Panama-born actor had hopes of taking home. That same year, Smith represented the United States in the Miss Universe 2007 pageant held in Mexico City. Smith entered the stage in a low-cut, shimmery gown, and unfortunately, slipped on the shiny floor. Most of us probably would have been completely embarrassed and would have struggled to keep it together. But Smith, she handled the situation incredibly well and continued as if nothing had happened, like a pro. Reality star Gemma Collins is the UK's meme queen who we can't get enough of. Her smart business ventures and iconic quotes prove she knows how to keep us talking.
When we went dancing, we sort of danced like this, and then you started dancing like this. And I just got a bit jealous, I think.
However, her headline-making appearance at the BBC Radio 1 Teen Awards in 2017 was definitely not a calculated moment. When presenting Love Island with the Best TV Show award, Gemma got a little too excited when turning around and fell into a pit that had opened up for the winners to enter. The microphone she was holding flew out of her hand before those on stage attempted to get her back up on her feet. Shortly after the embarrassing moment, the former The Only Way is Essex star acted as if nothing had happened and hugged the winners of the award. During her appearance on Shopping with Keith Lemon in 2020, Gemma admitted she was terrified she had done some serious damage to herself. She said, "My legs nearly got cut off, and that's not a lie. I fell on 4 of the Love Islanders, I nearly killed them, and the cameraman started shouting, 'We're gonna get her legs cut off, get her up.'" Hilariously, Collins returned to the Radio 1 Teen Awards the next year and parodied the incident. In a skit, she pretended to skydive down towards the arena only to get stuck on the roof. When she finally did make it down, it was via a long fall from the ceiling, straight through, you guessed it, a hole in the stage. Destiny's Child has had many iconic performances throughout the group's career. From the Super Bowl halftime show to Coachella, there have been many unforgettable moments that continue to be referenced. One of those unforgettable moments is the time they sang their single Soldier on 106 and Park in 2004. The iconic trio kicked off their performance just fine. But seconds into the intro of the song, Williams collapsed to the ground. Being the pro that she is, Williams quickly regained her feet and jumped right back into the number. During an interview on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in 2019, Cohen asked Kelly Rowland about that moment.
What was going through your head?
Oh,
Rowland explained that she wanted to help Michelle up, but had to keep the song going. Though she did praise Williams for soldiering on.
Right back up.
She got her butt back up, but she kept moving.
In February 2022, British singer Anne-Marie performed at the Brit Awards for the very first time. Even though it was always destined to be a career highlight for her, it will now remain a performance she will remember for different reasons. At the beginning of her set, the Do It Right hitmaker started at the top of a staircase. While walking and singing at the same time, Anne-Marie appeared to have missed a step and slipped to the very bottom of the stairs. What's most noteworthy about Anne-Marie's fall is the way she was able to compose herself. She didn't stop at all and continued singing the lyrics to her song. Luckily, Anne-Marie didn't feel too defeated over her fall and has since joked about it.
I'm surprised that I even was able to walk and carry on the performance, so I think I was just really proud that I'd done that.
Wendy Williams has been open about her health problems over the years. The longtime host took a break from her show in 2021 to address her ongoing health issues, which makes this incident in 2017 even harder to watch than it already was. For an episode of The Wendy Williams Show in 2017, Williams was dressed up for Halloween as the iconic Statue of Liberty. When presenting a segment on a Halloween costume contest, Williams appeared to get confused before fainting on the stage. As the crowd gasped in astonishment, the segment cut to a commercial break, leaving audience members at home bewildered about what they'd just seen. When it was time to come back on the air, Williams briefly explained,
"I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out, but you know what? I'm a champ and I'm back."
After making headlines, Williams sat down on her talk show the next day to break it down for her fans in more detail.
Hot, and like something's about to happen. Hot and a little dizzy, but not like the room spinning, just like weird.
Williams also explained that paramedics checked her out backstage, and she came out of the ordeal none the worse for wear. British singer Peter Andre, also known for being the ex-husband of former glamour model Katy Perry, performed his hit single Behind Closed Doors at T4 on the beach in 2009. Unfortunately, he ended up getting closer to the fans in the crowd than he expected. While walking on the edge of a staircase, Andre got to the bottom and accidentally wrapped one leg behind the other on the edge of the stage, which resulted in him falling directly in front of the crowd at the barrier. It's all good though, as the thousands of screaming fans didn't seem to care and reached their hands out to Andre in the hope they would be able to touch the former Strictly Come Dancing contestant. Andre styled it out and made it seem like it was all part of the plan by interacting with the adoring fans. British-American actor John Barrowman proved that high heels aren't always the easiest shoe to wear. For a 2016 episode of Loose Women, the Doctor Who star took part in a challenge set by the show to see how men handle wearing heels. Not very well, it turns out. At least, that was Barrowman's experience.
Yes, even our guests is getting involved.
A member of staff immediately ran onto the set to make sure he was fine, while the rest of the panel couldn't believe what just happened. Barrowman got back up with a smile and continued to show off his footwear. This time, he avoided sitting down and did it standing up.
I think that proves the high heels are pretty challenging. I know.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.